an attempt to knock out each other's capabilities, both forces launched fighters loaded with anti-satellite missiles at the same time. Only military satellites were targeted. However, their destruction created a debris field in orbit which wiped out scores of other satellites, both private and government-owned. What kept the world relatively sane up to that point had been free-flowing data and information. But now, those were gone. All that remained was chaos, confusion. Government and civilian broadcasts and transmissions were cut off. The flow of information had ceased. Forces on both sides of the conflict now found themselves unable to communicate with their superiors. Many of the smaller countries annexed by Erusia and yearning for their independence seized the opportunity and started their own uprisings. As for why some of Osia's military decided to break off from the main force and continue on their own, I have no idea. Perhaps there was some sort of dispute over the chain of command. The continent that had once seen wars that were only fought between Osia and Erusia was now full of numerous conflicts between rival leaders vying for power. Insurgencies were everywhere. I even heard a rumor that a group of Osian convicts had rebelled. Rumors. It never ceased to amaze me that even at a crazy time like this, something as trivial as a rumor could find its way here. Communications from corporate were cut off. Apparently, the entire computer network was down. It was a wise decision to make our drones autonomous with AI instead of being radio-controlled. Wise and forward-thinking. Even with their GPS offline, they can still use their sensors to navigate as long as they're working properly. I'm sure the drones are still working perfectly, following their mission orders to the letter. I wish I could upload Mihai's new data to them. But without a connection, I can't upload the software to the active drones. The new ones we're making, though, there should still be enough time to upgrade those before they're activated. I'll be taking the data I've acquired away from the front lines now. Oh, and I'll be taking the girls, too. I told my assistant Masa it was time to get Mihai's granddaughters ready to leave here. She's not much older than the girls, but she has a way about her, and I'm sure she won't have any trouble with them.
Oh, she's volunteered, has she? Hello, viewer! It is I, your host, Graceless Hippo, with two kittens.
A safer place.
Playing Ace Combat 7. Ace Combat 7. Oh, Mission 16, Last Hope. Let's add that.
Erusia's communication networks have been down since their satellites were destroyed. Unfortunately, we are experiencing trouble too. All of Erusia has been affected, and we don't know when things will be back up and running. We're not even sure if this is Erusia's doing. Still, we will follow the strategy that was originally planned, and move on to the next operation after liberating Farbanti. Let's get to it. Since the war began, we've been receiving communications in secret from an officer in the Erusian army.
With the capital under our control, Erusia's radical element is losing support quickly, affecting the balance of power.
HQ is thinking of using the military officer as a way to gain leverage to settle peace negotiations.
Hello.
The officer is currently hiding in the outskirts of Anchorhead Bay, having joined up with support dispatch from the Osean army. The plan is that they'll take a standard vehicle to a rendezvous point at a harbor in the east part of the city, where a helicopter will be waiting.
I would like the new Strider Squadron to provide escort for the officer. Cyclops will remain at the base on standby to serve as defense.
With the communication network currently down in the capital, I very much doubt Erusia will be able to mount a regimented counterattack.
So they've lost satellite last night.
It is likely that Erusia's
lost satellite coverage on the military operation.
Keep a close eye on the officer and
they
make
seem
sure
to say
he
that there was
stays
some
safe.
sort of
Our
high
victory in Farbanti has given us a
high
golden
altitude
opportunity
military
to
attack,
finally end
EMP or
this war.
something on
Be safe
the
out there.
local satellites.
Take note that our satellite-based
So they've been all
IFF
knocked
has
out.
become unreliable following the recent communications failure.
So last night we
As
played
such,
missions
target ID will be
13
done by
through
processing
to
the images from the
15.
infrared cameras on your
Now, mission
aircraft.
15 was when the satellites got knocked.
Objects will initially appear
Off
as
the
unknown
map.
on your HUDs, but will be ID'd once you close in on them for a set period of time.
Today's been busy enough. Went for a walk with the boy this morning. Had to make sure I had enough money in the account to cover the boiler repair. Although I wasn't convinced the service engineer was coming round. Even though they said it's definitely happening. Mrs. Hippo, get off. It's definitely happening. We're definitely coming round, even though we don't actually have the parts right now. We're just scheduled to have them today. So we'll book you in. It'll be fine. It's never normally fine. Gonna go for my F-35 and my 8 Agams. They're a fun weapon. I'm going to leave the loadout as it is.
Strider Squadron, you're cleared to taxi.
So anyway, the boiler man turned up. And better than that, he had the parts he needed to fix the boiler. It was fixed by the end of it. We actually have hot water now. I am so jumping in the shower after this Twitch feed tonight. It's Last Hope, mission 16. That has a feeling of an end game mission, doesn't it? So he was very chatty though. He was so chatty. So chatty, in fact. I thought I'd never get rid of him. No offence if you're watching. Did tell him about my Twitch feed. I didn't actually give him my name, no. Just in case you're watching. No offence, mate, but you were really chatty.
Lancaster, are all of these really unknowns? It's a state of civil war. The Erusian army is fighting itself. There's no guarantee the Oseans won't shoot us in this confusion.
Well, I have gone for more realistic flights.
The process will be faster if you get a close-up, well-centered image. Meanwhile, we just run if they shoot us,
Well-centered
right?
image.
Affirmative. Always identify your target before you fire. It's something I'll never get used to. But tonight it's been a total shock. The city under martial law. Gunfire and the roar of jets echoing through the streets. Give me Strider Squadron's IDs. Oh, and hand me that sandwich.
Go for these. So, miracle on miracles. He stopped talking. Whoa. And he left me with a working boiler system. Even better.
Entering the Anchorhead Bay area. Buildings will block your line of sight. Make sure to keep track of your objective. How this war ends depends on this mission. I'm counting on you. Understood. Strider 2, Bucks 2. Vehicle confirmed destroyed. It's Erusian. Shoot it down. Trigger, that one's OC.
Might have accidentally killed an alley then.
Do not attack before target identification is complete. Strider Squadron, identify the unknowns along the route. ID is Osean forces. This is AWACS for the LRSSG. Our info has been updated.
I'm very struggling with this. Okay.
Target acquired.
On this one if I can. No.
My engine's been hit. Where did that come from? I'm surrounded by nothing but friendly. No, the attack was an unintentional mistake.
So hopefully we now have working hot water systems. Husband informed me of an international crime gang in the area. On foot, ready to crime things up.
Missile away. Strider 1, target destroyed. They actually claim that using robots will put an end to bloodshed.
So he said there was alert on Facebook that there was a criminal gang in the area breaking into houses using a black Audi, and some of them were being chased by police on foot. I mean, proper police crime stuff. Why can't I identify these? Didn't get him. So we'll turn around and try again. Struggling a bit with this at the moment. Hang on. Clear this skyscraper. That's not got line of sight, has it? Got him.
Strider 1, target destroyed.
Oh, struggling. Oh, struggling. Nope, can't do it. Got a good tone on this.
What are you thinking?
Missile away.
Did I get him? Looks like it. We're on a yellow target now. Oh. Don't know where the package is. VIP.
Vehicle confirmed destroyed.
Okay, go up to this one. ID this aircraft. Still unknown.
Strider 1 has entered the clouds.
Ally.
It is not machines that make the decisions in war. It's people. Understand that.
Strider 1, target acquired. Strider 1, missile launched.
So I've got to ID the targets. ID them. Really struggling.
They are responding aggressively.
General, if they're conservatives, they'll listen to us.
So that was a bit of fun to add to this afternoon's
Opened up a path for us.
humdrum stuff.
More the merrier.
Got a disease alert as well. In case you don't know, I own a small flock of chickens.
We can't see the tops of the
I
roofs
have to
down
register my flock
Look out for enemy
with
ambushes.
the department
Fire from our own allies.
for stuff.
From the rebellion too?
We made it
They advised me of a disease alert in the area. The sort of alert that is notifiable if I get a problem. Where's the missiles coming from now?
Box 2, box 2.
Push up. Level.
Caution. Pull up. Missile. Missile. Missile.
Strider 1, box 2.
So they're definitely not friendly. If they're shooting at me, they're not friendly.
SAM site down.
Stall warning. Caution. Pull up.
Sam's.
Missile. Missile.
Jink.
Missile.
Left.
Strider 1, watch your tail.
Missile. Missile.
Target destroyed.
Tank.
Pull up.
Usually needs 2 missiles. So that's our VIP. There's tons of stuff around him I've completely ignored.
Cease fire! Cease fire! We're on your side, you idiot!
Wait, the General managed to convince them.
Listen, those that protect General Labarth are the real patriots. Onward!
Fox 2. There's a vehicle up ahead. Think it's gonna ask us to pay a toll?
Turn round to get him.
It's an enemy vehicle. We'll go. Let's go.
So the disease alert is for a particularly nasty disease called Newcastle disease.
Come back online.
Hello.
Missile inbound! Evade! We need to remind everyone that there's
Evening, Hobbit Robbo. Thank you for joining the stream. Couldn't quite see you there.
Signs of the clean warfare at the beginning of this war are now gone. I've been spiked.
So having a look at the pictures of Newcastle's disease, it doesn't look like it's a fun thing for the chickens to have.
There's a vehicle blocking the road. No response to the hails. It's the radicals.
Missile.
It's no good. There's still a car on the road. Just to be safe, we better avoid the highway and head for the warehouse district. Lancaster, we're taking a detour. Don't lose us.
Oh, this new flight control system is tricksy.
Here comes a traitor, Labarth. This is a wide net they've cast. They really don't want the war to end, do they? Labarth's in that vehicle! They've been set up in all the right places.
Show me tailpipe. Pay for that, sunshine.
You want a piece of me? You got it.
We have some enemies coming up
Won't
behind
be
us.
if it comes from Newcastle.
We changed our route, but the enemy's still on us.
What comes from Newcastle? Newcastle disease. It's probably named after a person rather than an actual town. You nutcase.
Ammunition 0. Missile.
Vehicle eliminated.
Missile. Missile. Ammunition 0.
Oh, I've run out of ammunition apparently.
Target acquired. That was too close for comfort.
Stall warning.
Enemy's got a lock.
Target eliminated.
We're the only ones here on our side!
Try and get him.
Strider 1, missile launched. Turn right.
Got him down.
That goes into the ocean.
Everything has to be ID'd on this mission, so I can't open fire until I have a green light. Everything yellow has to be ID'd first. So that'll be fun anyway. I have 5 chickens in my flock. They all have names. Children have named them.
If we can make it through, we'll be in arm's reach of the rendezvous at Grunder Park.
I was talking yesterday about the aircraft I've flown.
I wish to explain to you the situation inside
SU-34.
I'm sure the boys listening upstairs will record it. The open declaration of war, expanding the front lines, was all the work of some young Erusian officers.
I think I got it.
They were referred to as the radicals, but there
I have flown Bell Jet Ranger.
When they actually went to war, the performance of the attack
That was when I was 18. I got on. I blagged my way onto a Southwestern Electricity Board week-long set of flights inspecting electricity cables, mostly high-up pylons, but some lower stuff as well, some 33,000 volt smaller lines. That was a fun week actually. Pilot then was 42 and about to retire. I'm 47. I've got to stay near the VIP. That's the square on my HUD. So that was a really fun week. We flew out of... Where did we fly out of? Was it Lichfield? Somewhere north of Birmingham anyway. And we flew all over the Midlands.
An unknown is blocking our scheduled route.
Still got to ID all these. What else? I got to do... I was given a gift actually of 1 flying lesson for one of my birthdays. That was some time after the Southwest Electricity one. That was at an airfield in Wales, and I flew for 2 hours in a Robinson R22, which is like a piston engine. It's a bit like a...
I've got him in my crosshairs.
Missile launched.
It's a bit like a lawnmower. It's a piston engine.
Missile inbound, evade!
And
Well, they're
now all you
not
get
friendly.
for birthdays is beer.
Oh, beer's fine though.
Target acquired.
Beer's fine.
Damn it, I can't break away! We're taking fire!
Ali. No, he's gone over my head. I'm going to go back to my ground targets.
ID'd as Erusian military.
So that was fun. He demonstrated auto rotation for me, which is when you take the power off the rotors, and you'd think that would make it fall out the sky, but it doesn't. It has a glide path of about 1 in 10, which is enough to get it on the ground. Demonstrated some of those for me.
Strider 1, tank destroyed.
Look up auto rotation and on YouTube, and you should see some demonstrations of it, because it's something that they have to learn to do as part of pilot training. So they take the power off the rotors, but you still get some lift from them because of your forward motion. Oh!
This one's a goner.
Fox 2.
Yep. What else did I fly? I also flew... Yeah, I went to a potential officer air candidate course. That's what they called it. It's exactly what it's called. At RNAS Yeovilton. And another one at Portland, which was not actually air officer candidates, more general. Navy.
The enemy shows no signs of letting up. This car's not gonna last.
Jingles would love me for that. We'll go for the targets we have ID'd on this pass.
Target destroyed by Strider 1.
APC. And on the potential officer air candidate course, I got to fly a Sea King Minesweeper class. And that was a lot of fun. I did a full circuit of the airfield in that because I already had flight experience, although no formal training. Sorry, a cat's twitching oddly. Could be just asleep, but it felt a bit like a seizure. No, he's just asleep. My old cat had seizures, so I know what to look out for with them. Whoa, easy. Oh, bugger! I failed the mission. Yeah, I did a full circuit of the runway at RNAS Yeovilton with a full complement of recruits on board. We got to take it in turns to do piloting. Some of us didn't want to do it. I was there front and centre wanting to go for it, and because I had more experience than any of the other candidates, I got to do full circuit.
Members of a military group calling itself the Free Erosions. An unknown is blocking our scheduled route.
No response. Got a bad feeling.
Strider 1, target destroyed.
No, they're not friendly. If they're opening fire, they're not bloody friendly. So I would like to say that it was completely incident free. The go around on the airfield, but it wasn't, because I was so overwhelmed by the experience. I completely spaced out by the time we got to the landing, and I did not pull collective up in time for the landing, and the pilot had to take over for that part. So he pulled the landing on me.
Carl, we have a new rendezvous point. New coordinates are as follows: 263 Tango 4.
263 Tango 4.
Rescue team says hostiles are making the area too dangerous.
Oh yeah, don't they know nowhere is safe?
This is AWACS Lancaster.
Yes, that was hairy. And while I wasn't flying it, I got to sit near the open cargo doors on the side of the aircraft. You had to have full flight suits and flight gear for that, including fitted helmets and life vests and all of that stuff. Oh, I also did crash dunker training. I forgot about that. That was a lot of fun. Now, I did scuba diving. I've done hundreds of hours of scuba diving, so it was not an issue for me. But some of the blokes on that actually came up crying from it. So, if you don't know what crash dunker training, I'll take you through it. Basically, you have the stripped out hull of a aircraft. In this case, it was a... what was it? Oh, now I'm forgetting. What did the military have at the time? God, this is in the 90s. It's going to bug me now that I've forgotten that. Not a Wasp. Not a Huey. UK military helicopters.
Westland.
Could be Westland. That was not what it was called. Lynx, that's it. It was a stripped out cargo bay. Thank you. Not cargo bay. A stripped out cabin of a Lynx. They got it on rails that go around the side of the cabin, and you're given obviously training, wet training and instruction throughout. They take you through stepped process of it. So the first time, all the lights are on. And they tell you what's going to happen and when it's going to happen. Oh.
Strider 1, Fox 2. Trigger has destroyed the target. Confirmed destroyed.
And they drop it in a massive swimming pool, and they leave the brakes on the rails for the first go, so it leaves it upright. And all you have to do is make your way out once the aircraft has finished sinking. And it's easier said than done. The trick is to keep your hand on your exit.
Sounds fun.
One hand on your exit and the other hand on your buckle release.
Vehicle is under attack. Our VIP is taking fire.
We're under attack. Hurry up and do something.
Where's the VIP? He's back here.
Right behind him. You heard the comm. There are no friendlies out there. We made it somehow. Try to get off your ass a little faster next time.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
We're coming up on a tunnel. We'll need to split up until we reach the exit.
I'm struggling with this.
Falcon technology that just UAVs.
Yeah, so the first time they do it, the rails are braked to stop the cabin going upside down, and the lights are all left on. But the next time they do it, they take the brakes off, and then the next time they do it, they take the brakes off and turn the lights out. And the next time they do it, they do all those things and then make you wait longer on the exit. And the first time we did it, this is with just the brakes on to stop the cabin rolling. There's one in. Oopsie. Blue on blue there. Yeah, the first time we did it, but one of the fellas came out crying. I was all, yeah, let's do it again, turn the lights off, make it go upside down, this is fun. But then I'd had like hundreds of hours of scuba practice then. There were two guys in scuba there to help with rescue if anybody got stuck. There were 6 or 8 of us in the cabin at the time, so there's always going to be a queue to get out because there's only 2 windows effectively. So you draw the what's the word? The short straw or the long straw? Whichever one means you get the good stuff if you get near to the window.
Missile away. It's Russian military.
Missile.
Then we'll take back the city from the scoundrels who
That was fun.
Critical escort objective destroyed. Mission failed.
Oh, bugger.
Abort mission.
Our VIP died. I'm not getting to them quick enough to ID them. Daft thing.
Bad news. Hostile armored forces outside of the tunnel.
Let's do an advert.
Say hi before they ruin the general's day.
Add a marker.
Missile. Missile.
Hello, viewer! It is I, your host, Graceless Hippo, murdering Ace Combat 7 for your viewing pleasure. Why not watch me? Get the impotent rage from 7 PM on Twitch. No app required.
Your plane will ice up if you stay in there too long.
Those guys shooting up there, aren't they both OC?
Stuff like this. Avoid missiles, do shooting things.
It's the Ocean military.
Missile.
How'd you last long, Caster? This is Reed, and we're here to help.
We're taking heavy fire. Concentrate your fire on the combat vehicle.
Missile. Missile.
That should do it.
Vehicle confirmed destroyed.
So at least I got to a checkpoint.
We were nearly done for. I couldn't have asked for better timing. Nice. Glad to see the Oceans attacking the radicals. We've reached the industrial zone. This should be the new rendezvous point. The coordinates are up ahead. Take out any enemies in the surrounding area.
I'm working on it. We'll work.
Officers from countries annexed by Russia have taken multiple groups and declared independence.
Glad we waited. Don't worry, we won't let anybody through after you.
Almost at the rendezvous. Leave the rear to the others.
Understood. The radicals truly believe boosting
Kitty's going mental.
make up for our losses. They should be taking responsibility for the capital's fall, but instead they're prolonging the war.
MiG-29.
Proper conservatives like myself are moving to regain control. If all goes well, we should be able to sign a truce with Osea quickly.
It's ID'd as Illusion.
Fire for the next half hour.
We've reached the rendezvous point. There's the chopper, too.
Call us, rebels.
Who do we turn to in this darkest hour? We need a beacon of light to show
Have I
us
done
the
it?
way.
Woo!
Illusion News Network.
I done it, son!
Okay, let's go. We're getting out of here. I've had just about enough of this place. I'd like to offer my thanks to the LRSSG. This should finally bring about a true end to the war.
Understood. Good luck. Multiple unidentified aircraft approaching.
In what direction?
This plane is carrying civilians. We have escort fighters, but we do not intend to engage in combat. Please stand down.
What's going on?
Try to get a little closer. Weapon use is prohibited.
What's going on?
We'll see
We are
about
thinking
that.
now.
Whoa. There's a girl on board?
He's not lying about carrying civilians.
Well, it says that I'm not allowed to shoot.
Unless she's a soldier.
I had to look up the guy who mentioned, Eds of Pain mentioned yesterday. From Kick-Ass.
Weapon use is prohibited. We've checked footage. It does seem to be a transport with escorts.
I repeat, this craft is carrying civilians. We are not here to fight.
Dr. Schroeder, tell me what's happening.
Weapons
Sir, I
use
don't
is
need to remind
prohibited,
you.
it
Do not
says.
attack the civilian liaison.
I'm escorting it, not attacking it.
Father told me about. The scratches.
There it is, the EASA liaison plane. They engage in witchcraft with Belkin technology. They're responsible for leading
Thank you for the
military
tea, husband.
caster. Permission to engage.
Negative.
What?
They could be Ocean fighters. ID them ASAP.
Shit. That's all we can do.
ID complete. They're Erusian fighters. What the hell is going on?
Stay sharp. Uh-huh. Right. I'm shooting him down. Any complaints?
Granted.
Wilco.
Missile.
Yeah, good work.
Missile.
Strider 1 is killed a bandit.
Careful, those guys are good. Wait, you don't think it's those Ocean big shots, do you? I managed to catch a glimpse of the 3 strikes. Missile, break it.
I'm actually...
Aim carefully.
Mine. No good. Shit.
Missile away. Target hit.
struggling to work out which targets I'm allowed to attack and which not. I assume the big boxes mean I shouldn't attack them, and the smaller boxes mean I'm okay to attack.
They're in my way. I'm on my target's tail.
Bandit destroyed. Well done.
Don't think those. Anything with the small boxes is fair game.
Nice kill.
Target eliminated.
Good work. All hostile aircraft eliminated. The liaison is safe. Wait.
The escort fighter is... The drive. They're missing the drive.
What the hell? You gotta be kidding me. Liaison escort has a radar lock. They're targeting you guys.
What the hell? We were just helping them.
Erusian aircraft, this is AWACS Longcaster. Do not engage the liaison. Break off now.
Can you hear me on this channel, Ocean craft? Those escort aircraft are drones. They are currently being operated autonomously. They are not being controlled by anyone. They are flying on their own volition.
What?
In that case, we have no choice but to shoot the aircraft down.
Unfortunately, yes.
We did what we could. Weapons free. You are cleared to attack the escort.
Wilco. Understood.
Wilco.
Can't afford the MQ-99's launch. Our commands are overridden. They must be accessing it remotely.
Gun range.
Anything with a small box, I'm attacking now.
Hey, it's not our fault they won't listen to reason. Why build something like that? Whoever did is like
Yep.
dumbasses.
Breaking left.
To build something else entirely.
Oh, hang on.
Additional hostiles inbound. Great timing.
Son of a bitch.
More drones headed this way.
No. The escort must have used its remote activation rights to gain more allies.
Punch two.
Missile.
Missile evaded.
Missile. Missile.
Sound like Formula One. Meow. Next one.
Strider 1, target acquired. 5 bandits remaining.
I've got a sitting duck here.
Damn it. They don't have the drive they need.
4 bandits left.
Whoa.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
It's not enough to be fully functional. There has to be a time when it should not function. But when?
Destroyed
3
3.
bandits to go.
They are after the data, aren't they?
I'm on my target's tail.
Where is it? Got it. 2. What is my escort doing? It's just watching. Eating popcorn. And generally just being annoying.
Target acquired. 1 bandit to go.
Not that one.
Target was not struck.
Struggling to get on his tail.
Strider 1, that's what I like to see. Another story to tell my boy.
That'll do.
Understood. All hostiles have been eliminated. Nice. The General's helicopter is flying safely outside Anchorhead Bay. All aircraft, RTB, mission complete.
Yay!
All hostiles, huh?
Really looking forward to my shower later.
Aircraft is here to pick us up.
I'm so sweaty.
The approaching Ocean aircraft.
Losing his army? Elaborate. They stole our sealed orders. It should be a piece of cake.
Were you sent by the General Staff? No, we'd like you to send someone. I can't.
Oh, brilliant.
There are 3 scratches.
What does that mean?
The tail of that plane.
Didn't my aircraft have 3 scratches?
Lancaster, are all of these really unknowns?
We are back to a replay, which we can skip. Gun, a standard machine gun used to support other weapons. Its high rate of fire make it powerful in close range combat and anti-surface attacks. Thing about the gun is, in any modern aircraft, you get about 3 seconds of useful gunfire, and that is it. Trophy earned jumping at shadows.
In order to respond to the attack on the base, Cyclops has scrambled after being on standby. We'll head up too once our planes are ready.
Bullets are like this
General
long.
Barth is dead.
What did you say?
Apparently, he
And
was
they
shot
come out
down
at
by
really
another
high
Ocean
rates of
aircraft
fire.
after he left the
And
area of operations.
An aircraft,
I mean, I know it was
have
chaos,
unlimited
but still.
weapons. That's just not how aircrafts work.
At any rate, the sealed order operation has come to a close. We have no idea about a plan for going forward.
All we can do for now is watch our own backs.
What's up with the commander?
He's staying in his room. He's still alive, since we can hear him crying.
Okay. Commander's in his room crying.
The island we went to was supposed to have been secured by the ground forces. They hadn't gotten a handle on things by the time we got there, so now we were stuck in the middle of a half-assed campaign. My job was to get the planes ready for combat, making repairs and handing them over to our troop of cons. Thing is, the enemy still had the hangars. The comms were still down, so none of us knew what the hell was going on. The last transmission I heard before everything went to shit was that some prisoners from an Ocean military penal unit rioted and managed to escape. They stole some jets and now they were flying around, taking out their former allies left and right. I wonder if any units like ours were out here, creeping around. Hearing the Ocean jets firing at each other overhead chipped away at morale. Since the radio was out, it was quiet. I liked it better that way. All I heard was the gunfire. Here we were, walking around carrying rifles. We were pilots, damn it. Friendly fire will probably kill us. You know things are desperate when the guards that used to lock us into solitary are now telling us it's better we all stick together. I guess they think our odds of surviving this war are better that way.
I really have no idea what's going on with this storyline, by the way.
After walking for miles across the battlefield, we came across the wreckage of a plane. Passengers passenger, not military. I knew that rose. It was an Erusian liaison plane. The guard's dogs smelled something and took off. They led us to a cliff. And the bodies.
Today, I lost everything. When Osea attacked our capital, my father, a man who was never really suited to being the king, was killed. I was to be flown out of the war zone to safety, but the plane was shot down by rebels. The entire crew was...
There's no criticism, by the way, of the bloke that was crying in the crash dunker. I could understand it if you're not used to water training or water safety stuff, how it can be really quite scary, because you're not in control of when your head goes under the water. That can really catch you off guard if you're not ready for it. And anyway, you know, I'm not going to make fun of somebody for crying, male or female, for that matter. The reason I was pleased was that I was just having a blast with it and wasn't bothered by it at all.
Now, there's no one left to protect me.
But it takes people different ways.
So numb, I cannot move.
It would take people different ways, and I can imagine Crash Dunker being really quite a scary experience, especially if you don't have any water training. Or can't swim, for example.
I can barely think. I feel weaker by the
There was a right Rupert on that mission. On that weekend, sorry. And I knew when I saw him, like there was two people that got to sit in the Sea Harrier that weekend. One of them was the Rupert, and I was thinking, this guy that was born with a plum in his mouth.
Looks on their faces. What would they do if they knew I was the Erusian princess?
And the airs and graces of a private school boy. Yeah, he'll be getting in the military and
spoke to me before came back to me.
Become an officer. There was no way he wasn't. Likes of me.
Still works.
Though, comprehensive education.
Her companions to give me some food.
Still being told by my peers in that age group that I wouldn't get in because I was female.
I used to listen to your broadcasts, Your Royal Highness.
Turns out they were right, but not for that reason.
Just what did you see here?
Well, I wasn't told it was that reason anyway. Yeah, I really wanted to become a pilot. I really did. Mission 17, Homeward. I'm just going to add that to my stream marker.
Enough talk. Your opinions have all been taken into consideration. Beyond the seizure of Farbanti, which is important, and supporting the Erusian officer. At this point, I just don't know what our strategy is, or what our mission will be. Radio communication is still patchy for both the military and civilians. So we're getting zip from Mission Command about our orders. Still, with countless Erusian
enjoy a nice cup of
area,
tea.
It's too dangerous for
Well,
us
we
to
get
stay
the briefing.
here waiting for a miracle. Now, regarding
should be tea and
Count's
biscuits.
suggestion to think about self-defense. I think we should make a break for Tyler Island. It was a large Ocean base before the start of the war. Count says his previous squadron took part in an operation to seize control of the island.
I forgot to mention, when I was
also
flying with the Southwest Electricity Board crew with the Bell Jet Ranger, one time we stopped to refuel RAF Shawbury, and during that refueling stop, we witnessed a crash on the airbase.
Based on what Count told me about the island operation.
So we knew there was something wrong when the alarm started to sound. We all looked, the pilots, because the pilot was ex-RAF, our pilot was ex-RAF, his name was Simon Weston, based in Bristol. He was a really good guy. He knew what the alarm wasn't a normal thing for the base to have, and there were people running to the runway, and there were fire trucks
Although we can
scrambling.
avoid the Arsenal Bird's anti-air
And we
network,
heard,
there's
because
still
we were in
remnants from
the
illusion
control tower at the
I wanna
time
get
that
to the island
that
without getting
happened,
into any unnecessary
that
combat. Pick a
Simon was
fast
talking
craft
to
and
some
fix
of the
it how you
military
want.
guys in the
Back for a
control
long
tower.
trip, but remember,
They were
you
telling
drag
us,
your
taking us
ass,
through what was
you'll
going
get left
on.
behind.
There was a military aircraft. I can't remember what it was. Might have been a Buccaneer, something fairly old. A military fixed-wing jet was landing without its gear down. I think one gear had locked down, and so it had like one rear gear. The other one was up, and nose gear was up. So it was landing on one wheel. And they had scrambled all the fire crews and rescue team to go out to them to offer assistance. But we watched the landing, and it seemed to me to be textbook. It was there was no drama to it, really. Just at the end, there were sparks. Maybe he had to go around a couple of times to dump fuel. He probably had to do that. You wouldn't want to land with lots of fuel on board in that kind of situation, I imagine. No, I wasn't paying attention to what kind of targets we'll have. I'll go all out air for this. So that was interesting. And because our helicopter was like a post box red colour, really bright scarlet red, and I had a bright scarlet red jumpsuit as well, the people that wherever we went to, the people assumed that we were royal, because the royal flight, whenever the royals go anywhere, they go in red livery aircraft. So we stopped once at near Stratford, and somebody asked me if I was a royal. It was really funny. Me, royal. Grace this hippo.
What did you say?
Yes, I am royal. What's this?
Very royal, I am sure.
Yeah. Oh, I am royal, all right. Got to do more identifying stuff.
The aircrafts in your area belong to the LRSSG.
Allied aircraft. A retreating vehicle is taking fire. Requesting assistance.
Roger. ID complete.
Their artillery fire just missed us off our starboard side.
Target is in machine gun range.
Got those.
Update us on Tyler Island.
So that was the best time. I just finished school. I blagged my way onto the Southwest Electricity Board flight.
Thank God. Friendly birds.
We spent a week flying out of Litchfield or whatever, some North Birmingham town. We spent all day, every day, just flying really low. Much lower than you're allowed to in normal circumstances.
Target acquired.
Everything about that was brilliant. I'm so glad I did that. Even though
Strider 1, missile launched.
I never ended up becoming a pilot.
Broadcaster. Many of our allies are cut off. We need support and an escape route.
Understood. We'll do what we can.
Oh wow, that's all just lit up like a bloody Christmas tree, that has!
Hostiles in their area.
Flipping heck. And everything needs
The boots on the ground don't need more people shooting at them.
identifying. Of course it does.
The Erusians are even starting to fight amongst themselves.
Well, now we know what's going on, but shit.
Ambush, stay calm. We broke the ring. It's fine if we take a little damage. We need to finish this fight now.
I don't know what my mission objective is or anything else about this. I wasn't listening. I was just doing talking. So that's nice.
Calling friendly birds. Take out the hostiles in our area. Get us out of this hellhole. We need Womble and fill up and running.
I think I probably went with the wrong loadout for this.
I don't think they were part of the fight. With that, we're all lined up. No, they're not combatants. Some of them aren't even wearing shoes. I can guess what happened here. I really don't want to. Take photos for evidence.
Erosion. Jesus, they're firing at each other. Is this the norm around here? It's all crazy people.
We are in the middle of a mission to take back the mass driver. The supply ship is a munitions depot. It's highly
Targets left.
Enemy has a lock on you. I just got the photographs. We'll head back to HQ soon. Just give us another 30 minutes, less than half our vehicles. The men say they want to at least give the children a proper burial.
I am desperate for a shower at this point.
Strider 1, target destroyed.
Don't pursue too deep. We just need to buy some time. Hold them at bay until Operation Feeding Time. Move them away from the mass driver. This independent special security squad is demanding to be led into the base. Shit.
Missile. Missile.
Our tank commander's down! Taking fire! We're pinned down!
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Shit, 3 strikes. We're sitting ducks out here.
Missile. 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 Missile.
I have a solid lock.
Watch it. Enemy has a lock on you.
We can't afford to take any more damage. Get out there and do something!
Missile.
You're with us!
Missile.
The enemy APC from there! Rebels are here. Let the first one go by.
Under attack for some reason.
Strider 1, missile launched.
Missile.
Cyclops 3. Fox 2.
All aircraft, search every nook of the island. We're not leaving anyone behind. Strider 1, bandit splashed.
Bandit splashed.
Target destroyed.
I assume I'm on the clock for all of this.
Unknown targets.
I count 12 dead bodies here. They seem to be upper middle class. Police force nearby, so they could be researchers and their families. Most likely, they were involved with something. We don't need to defeat them. Just delay their advance. Got it? Can you hear us? We're taking fire from multiple enemy tanks!
Watch it. Enemy has a lock on you.
Missile. Missile.
ID complete.
Missile.
Splash 1, X-ray.
Bring the anti-tank missile. Hit that heavy armor at the front line. Don't stop!
Missile. Missile.
Missile evaded.
Missile. 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 Missile.
Chaffin flares are running low. Strider 1, Fox 2.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Target destroyed.
We're moving out! Leave the dead behind! Heavy losses. We'll come back to this island one day and send them off properly.
Can't see what that is. But it is a target.
The Erusian ground forces show no sign of letting up. We're taking heavy damage.
We have another green target on me.
Wait, multiple bogies from the east.
Their timing tells me they're not here to bring good news.
We need to ID the bogies. Take them down if they're hostile.
Understood.
In gun range.
Bogies inbound. Escort fighters, we're counting on you.
Bogus.
Even if we're not fired upon? Of course. Chase off the bogies! There's no
Squadron. You're near an armada of bogies. Identify them.
I assume they mean
Strider 1
these.
has entered the clouds.
Visual. Like an eagle.
Watch it. Enemy has a lock on you.
Identification complete. It's Erusian bombers and their escorts.
Oh, brilliant.
Count's prophecy has come true. Take out all bombers. They'll flatten our allies.
Plenty of civilian casualties as well. Precision bombing is impossible in these conditions. Maybe they know they can't. We're gonna drop them all. Destroy the mass driver completely. We're signaling our break.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
This is Graham 7. Attack failed.
We splashed one anyway.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Come on, ID.
Enemy has a lock on you.
Missile.
ID.
The bombers are nearing the island. We're running out of time.
Missile.
Locked on bandit.
Missile. Missile.
Missile hit.
We're well past the point of no return.
Missile away.
Launch control, this is flight leader. All systems ready. We are go for launch.
Missile. Missile.
This is launch control. The enemy is closing. Confirm launch readiness.
Affirmative. This is our last chance for Operation Feeding Time.
Ugh.
Launch control. Roger that.
Missile.
This one.
More bombers
Go for this one.
Intercept them now. Intercept those bombers.
Whoa! Oh, it got a bit close there.
Target acquired.
Fairly certain I could see what he had for breakfast.
The bombers are about to reach the island. Shoot them down now.
Missile. Missile.
Enemy on your back.
Missile. Missile.
Failed. Arseholes.
Bombs away! Radicals and Oceans can burn in hell.
Carpet bombing? They can't be serious. How many do they think they'll kill?
I'm absolutely sweating
Lost contact with the
buckets.
Oceans on the island. You failed.
I'm so sweaty. Oh, God. Gonna have to throw everything in the skip and set fire to it when I've finished.
Self-retreating Ocean forces. Take out any hostiles in their area.
We are back to pre the aircraft coming in.
Thanks. It's absolute chaos out there. The Erusians are even starting to fight amongst themselves.
Well, now we know what's going on, but shit.
Missile.
Probably should have gone for.
Missile. Missile.
There's more over here. The bodies of the civilians. We're part of the fight. See that? They're all lined up. We can't afford to take any more damage. No, they're not combatants. Some of them aren't even wearing shoes. I can guess what happened here. Really don't want to think about it. Those Russian bastards. It's a blatant war crime. Take photos for evidence.
Turn around for another go on that high priority target. Whatever that is.
Our last vehicle has been destroyed.
Gonna try IDing stuff. The quicker I ID stuff, the quicker I can kill stuff. Ally.
Just got the photographs. We'll head back to HQ soon. Just give us another 30 minutes. The men say they want to put the children in the proper burial.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Going in low.
Echo 13. 2 tanks left, but they're running on fumes and low on ammo.
Hang in there. Nothing too deep. We just need to buy some time. We'll need a bay until Operation Feeding Time. Step away from the mass driver.
Our guys even took out the enemy's air support. What do we do now?
ID.
Allied retreat looks good.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Missile away.
We're down to less than half our vehicle. This isn't looking good. We need help. Bring all the injured.
Missile. Missile.
Target acquired.
Missile.
Trigger has destroyed the target.
Missile.
We don't need to defeat them. Just delay their advance. Got it?
Missile. 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 Missile.
Here's a landing craft. Many thanks, Lancaster. We didn't have to leave our boys to die.
Understood.
In a dogfight.
Missile.
There it is.
All aircraft, search every nook of the island. We're not leaving anyone behind.
Missile.
Still under attack.
I count 12 dead bodies here. They seem to be upper middle class. Spaceports nearby, so they could be researchers and their families. Most likely
More unknowns
they
to
were involved
target
with Delta.
and identify.
Echo 13. All
Completed
hostiles are
this
down.
area.
Understood. This is our last chance. We'll see how far we can go. Push him back. Fire! Fire at will!
Allies.
More ammo!
It's the Ocean military.
Don't they know they're on the same side?
We'll be firing at each other.
This is AWACS Lancaster. We're uploading the latest ID data. Check your TAC terminal.
Hold your fire! I confirm. The info is from Allied AWACS. Hold your fire!
ID.
Who should we follow?
You guys got out alive. You have to
Ah!
This whole operation is crazy. Stop whining.
Missile.
Get on it.
Missile.
Fox 2.
Missile. Missile.
Wait. Multiple bogeys from the
Did you see that tailplane go sailing past?
bring good news. We need to ID the bogeys. Take them down if they're hostile. Understood.
Yeah, that one was definitely hostile. I could tell.
Bogies inbound. Escort fighters, we're counting on you.
Missile.
Should we fire? Even if we're not fired upon? Of course. Chase off the bogies. There's no way they're ours. Almost there. Commence Operation No Return. These are unguided. Stay on course. Let's just get this done with.
Strider Squadron.
Ready for the
You're an armada of
tone.
bogeys. Identify them. Target destroyed.
If that had been our fight, we might have made it.
Gonna make a sweep over this way.
Strider 1, missile launched.
Missile.
Identification complete. It's Erusian bombers and their escorts.
Count's prophecy has come true. Take out all bombers. They'll flatten our allies.
Plenty of civilian casualties as well. Precision bombing is impossible in these conditions. Maybe they know they can't.
drop them all. We're outnumbered and we'll be surrounded. Trigger, boss, get over here quick. We're doing strategic bombing.
Gonna go for this one.
Warning, enemy has a beat on you.
Why isn't the Erusian army retreating? They're just sitting ducks for our air support.
Get into the clouds.
The bombers are leaving the island. We're running out of time.
Missile. 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 Missile.
They're starting to fire blindly at us. They're getting desperate.
Chaffin flares launched.
Missile. Missile.
Fox 2.
Missile.
Target's in machine gun range.
Missile.
Couldn't get on it.
Missile.
More bombers approaching. Intercept them now.
Missile. 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 Missile.
That's a bomber.
Shoot.
I'm not in range.
Intercept those bombers.
Otherwise I would.
Strider 1, launch control, this is flight leader. All systems ready. We are go for launch. This is launch control. The enemy is closing. Confirm launch readiness. Affirmative. This is our last chance for Operation Feeding Time. Launch
Oh,
control.
God.
Roger that.
Missile.
I don't know where I am.
To reach the island. Shoot them down now.
Enemy's attention here. Strider 3 launching missile.
Bugger! Bugger it!
Radicals and Oceans can burn in hell.
Bugger them all to hell and back!
How many do they think they'll kill?
Flip them into a skip full of buggers!
On the island. You failed.
Oh! Might have to leave it here. I'm really sweating. I didn't mean to retry the whole thing either.
This is Tango 2-3, pursued by multiple tanks and APCs. They'll all go down if we don't pull back the landing craft. And what? Abandon Tango 2-3?
Something's not right.
Tango 2-3, we don't have the firepower to assist you. You're on your own. Please, we need help.
Stupid thing.
Landing ship. What's going on? What did you say?
Multiple bogies inbound. Damn it. Prepare for anti-air combat.
This is the AWACS Longcaster. The aircrafts in your area belong to the LRSSG.
Allied aircraft. A retreating vehicle is taking fire. Requesting assistance.
Roger.
Got a positive ID.
Strider 1, Fox 2.
Their artillery fire just missed us off our starboard side.
Okay. Not gonna get round on it. Okay. Whoa!
Update us on Tyler Island.
Couldn't be worse. Our forces are scattered and on the run.
That was a fun one, wasn't it? Marking that.
Retreating units here to carry them out to safety. Thank God. Friendly birds.
Strider 1, target destroyed.
Well, light them up.
Let's help retreating Ocean forces. Take out any hostiles in
So that's
their
the
area.
first checkpoint.
Don't
It's not
engage till
really.
targets are ID'd.
The boots on the ground don't need more people shooting at them.
Thanks. It's absolute chaos out there. The illusions are even
I really should have gone
fighting
for a
themselves.
ground
Well, now we know
ordnance
what's going on, but shit.
load out on this. Can go back to the airports and do them first. Plenty of targets there to hit.
Take out the hostiles in our area. Get us out of this hellhole. We need help while we're still up and running. There's more over here. The bodies of dead civilians. Part of the fight. That, we're all lined up. No, they are not combatants. Some of them aren't even wearing shoes. I can guess what happened here. I really don't want to think about it. Bastards. It's a blatant war crime. Take photos for evidence.
Illusion. Jesus, they're firing at each other. Is this the norm around here?
It's all crazy people.
We are in the middle of a mission to take.
When I was at RNAS Yeovilton, I also got to watch them do a not a weapons check. Oh, actually, yeah, I did. They were firing live gun rounds from helicopters on one day, and on the other day they were testing jet engines, Harrier jet engines. You know, vertical takeoff and landing. They were maxing out the engine. It was not in an aircraft. It was in a concrete bunker, and they were testing its upper limits. That was fun. They're a lot noisier than you think, that's for sure.
Hit the gas and don't let up until we reach the extraction point.
Missile.
I don't want to see anyone, hostile or friendly.
Strider 1, you've identified the unknown targets. Watch it. Enemy has a lock on you.
Put training your neck. Our guys will take care of the rest.
We're outnumbered, taking heavy losses. We can't even run. The enemy will shoot us in the back.
Missile.
Mm,
Missile. Missile.
that one hit.
ID complete.
I count 12 dead bodies here. They seem to be upper middle class. The spaceport's nearby, so they could be researchers and their families. Most likely, they were involved with Belka. We did it! We're moving out! Leave the dead behind! We'll come back to this island one day and send them off properly.
Try to save your ammo. Lure 'em in and then...
Our guys even took out the enemy air support. What do we do now? Send in the tanks!
Allied retreat looks good.
Missile. Missile.
Strider 1, we've identified the unknown targets.
Cyclops 3, Fox 2.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
We can't afford to take any more damage. Get out there and do something! Get in the landing craft! Many thanks, Montcaster. We didn't have to leave our boys to die.
Understood.
Missile. 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 Missile.
Warning, enemy has a beat on you.
Missile.
Help me!
Missile.
Gather all the wounded together.
Strider 1, target acquired.
Cyclops 3, Fox 2.
That's that target down.
All aircraft, search every nook of the island. We're not leaving anyone behind.
Bring the anti-tank missile. Hit that heavy armor at the front line. Don't stop.
multiple bogies from the east.
Their timing tells me they're not here to bring good news.
Right.
We need to ID the bogies. Take them down if they're
East.
hostile.
Understood.
Heading east. And high.
Bogies inbound. Escort fighters, we're counting on you. Should we
East
fire?
is this way. 90.
Of course. Chase off the bogies. There's no way they're ours.
I'm changing weapons to my specials.
These are unguided. Stay on course. Let's just get this done with.
Strider
Above
Squadron,
crowds.
you're near an armada of bogies. Identify them.
Visual. Like an eagle.
Watch it. Enemy has a lock on you.
Identification complete. It's Erusian bombers and their escorts.
Count's prophecy has come true. Take out all bombers, or they'll flatten our allies.
Plenty of civilian casualties as well. Precision bombing is impossible in these conditions. Maybe they know they can't.
Missile.
We're gonna drop them all.
Missile. 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 Missile.
Attack defeated. We're on the road past the point of no return.
Target locked.
Launch control, this is Flight Leader. All systems ready. We are a go for launch.
Missile. Missile.
Launch control. The enemy is closing. Confirm launch readiness. Affirmative.
Missile.
This is our last chance for Operation
Missile.
Feeding Time. Enemy on your launch control. Roger that.
Watch your chaff and flare supply.
Missile.
Careful.
Missile.
Going for this one next. Could be a mistake.
Leaving the island. We're running out of time. Target hit.
Ejecting.
Strider 1, target acquired. Strider 1, missile launched.
Don't face them one-on-one.
Missile.
Work together to take them down.
Missile.
Only half the bombers remain. We can't let even one get away.
Even risking. Oh god, there's more.
More bombers approaching. Intercept them now.
These guys are working together to bring us down.
Missile hit.
Those
Enemy
bombers.
has a beat on you.
Ram 7 locked on target.
Missile.
Want to get him. "16 special ordnance left. I want a good lock."
Target acquired.
Scratching. 1, 2, 3. 3 of them.
Missile. Missile.
Intercept those bombers.
Our bombers are destroyed.
All enemy bombers have been destroyed.
We did it.
They're too good. Are they
It's the Ocean military.
Don't they know they're on the same side?
We'll be firing at each other.
Going for the other special
This
targets
is
now.
AWACS Longcaster. We're uploading the latest ID data. Check your TAC terminal.
Hold your fire! Confirmed. The info is from an allied AWACS. Hold your fire! Roger. Where are we supposed to leave? Who should we follow?
You guys got out alive. You have time to figure it out.
Thanks. But will we make it in time?
A landing ship is waiting for you.
Right. We leave the wounded. There's no guarantee it's a one-way ticket to hell.
Missile.
Pretty sure we're there already.
Missile.
Continue with your mission.
Missile.
Give me enemy position! Stop! The artillery fire sent a number on my hearing!
Watch it. Enemy has a lock on you.
Missile. Missile.
It's the farthest I've got in this mission so far. Trying to get all the special targets on my HUD.
We only need an hour tops. We need the advantage to pin the enemy down.
Could do with at least an hour killing everybody on this.
Strider 1, bandit splashed.
Another high priority target locked.
Missile. Missile.
No contact.
Stall warning.
Missile away.
Tailpipe. That's a surefire hit. Next targets.
An explosion inside. Continue the countdown. The enemy's not stupid.
We're back to missiles.
Do the countdown. There's still one arsenal bird left. Destroyed. If we can fill it full of bombs, then Erusea will have a fighting chance.
Containment truck. Container truck.
Subtract the supply ships. Don't fight with your back.
That's not high priority.
Echo 13. 2 tanks left, but they're running on fumes and low on ammo.
Warning, enemy has a beat on you.
We don't need to defeat them. Just delay their advance. Got it?
Target acquired.
Hey you, dumbass with the scratches on his tail. You hear me? I need you to help some people. There's a group of them.
It's the elf woman!
Tanks right here. Needless to say, their future's not looking too bright.
This is a secure military line. Who is this?
Elf woman!
You can call me the Scrap Queen.
Longcaster, she's an ally. Trigger and I'd know that voice anywhere.
So you're still breathing, Sir Count.
Here, let me have a word. Hey, it's been a while. I had a feeling the two of you were still alive. Remember, stick with Trigger and you'll make it.
I have a bit of intel for you. Share it if you can help these refugees. Count me in.
That's right.
Echo 13, all hostiles are down.
That's everything off my radar.
Last chance. We'll see how far we can go.
We've destroyed all of the targets.
That's looking like
Should be ID'd now.
RTB now, surely. Woo! It's time for a barrel roll. Woo!
I was thinking about how I do that.
Don't you have a laser target indicator?
Why would she...
Use the smoke canister, and who's taking this to the enemy's doorstep? Not me.
Caution.
Wait, you moron! Wait! What are you doing, dumbass? Here! Attack right here!
Longcaster, we've confirmed the location of the flare.
Okay.
That's them. All aircraft, we just updated your threat matrix.
46 left.
Take out those targets.
Don't miss. We don't want to hit the pretty ladies down there.
Missile.
Hurry.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Watch it. Enemy has a lock on you.
Missile.
Nice job! The enemy tanks are down. I don't think I could even do anything with that scrap.
Missile.
Everyone knows it. No other reason.
Missile. Missile.
Strider 1, target acquired.
Missile.
I've got a feeling we are not going to make it.
Hurry. Get moving.
Missile. Missile.
Whoa! Whoa!
That takes care of them. No civilian casualties. Nice going. Do you hear the singing?
Beginning terminal countdown. Pressure stable. Cooling system is on.
Longcaster, a promise is a promise. Here's the intel. I heard it from an Erusian soldier that defected. The supply ships will be launched soon.
Yeah, that is valuable information.
That doesn't sound good.
But can it be trusted?
Not sure. Heard it from a man who said he wanted to atone for his sins. Up to you to
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Launch.
What the heck is that? It's a ski lift. Woo! Actually, that's a point.
From the mass driver. If the supply ships make it to the Arsenal bird, they'll be able to resupply it. They may be loaded with new weaponry.
That's a point. I forgot about the elevator thing.
Ships before they can get within the Arsenal bird's air defense network. You gotta hurry or you're not gonna make it.
I am full afterburner.
3 minutes to the enemy's air defense network.
I
All
think.
aircraft, remain on high alert. We got bandits incoming on radar. You're gonna have to forget about them for now. Focus on destroying that supply ship first.
We're sitting ducks like this.
If we let the supply ship get too far away, we'll never be able to catch it.
I was expecting this to be easy if all they could do was fly fast.
Oh!
Cover to hide itself. Don't worry, we know where it's headed.
Still full afterburner.
Which one first?
Don't try to follow after the supply ships. Stick close to trigger.
I cannot see. Give me a good tone.
Close, we'll get caught up in the explosion. 90 seconds to the enemy's air defense network.
Don't lose them. So they're trying to feed that giant monster.
Got a good tone. Got a good tone.
60 seconds remain. The missile hit its target. Everybody, keep a safe distance to avoid getting caught in the explosion.
Next one.
Did you see that explosion? Looks like that's one of them down.
Remember, there are 2 supply ships out there. Hurry up and shoot the other one down. Supply ships are too far
I am
away.
full chat. Going after this second target.
30 seconds remain. Don't give up.
Waiting for a good tone. That's that.
Hope you're all enjoying the pretty fireworks. This thing had any windows, we could have seen it for ourselves. Nice work, team.
Now are we finished?
We'll be taking the refugees, along with any deserters from the Russian military.
Who's the girl that ran at the tanks with the smoke canister?
Is that it?
A few more crazies like her, and life down there may have been a tad bit easier.
What do you think would have happened to those refugees if you hadn't intervened? The princess saw what happened. They were little kids.
That's why I like the sky. You don't have to see those types of things.
Does this mean we're that much closer to ending the war?
No, we just basically prevented it from going on forever.
Count's right. We have no choice but to return to our original base. Our base that is nearly out of food and fuel. We need to do something.
Well, we are RTB, which must mean we have completed mission 16. And we have, because we're into replay territory. Let's not go there. Semi-active air-to-air missiles. Long-range homing air-to-air missiles. Once a missile is fired, the pilot needs to keep the target in their sights until impact. Yeah, I don't do that.
Good. Take a seat.
Trophy earned, cutting
Everyone's
the
here.
cord.
All right. Good work in sinking
We'll
the supply ships.
Complete
Not to
this
mention saving the refugees.
debriefing, and that'll
However,
be
we're
me.
in no position to
I'll wrap
start
it up after
celebrating.
that.
Even the commander here is starting to fray from the stress.
Ooh.
Can't say I blame him.
So sweaty.
Now, Tyler Island is in
Sorry
a
for
state
the
of
sweat.
complete anarchy. This base
How's it
isn't
go?
safe either. The faces you see around you are the only friends we've got.
Is
Take a
it
good
like
look.
that? No. How'd they do it? No, I can't remember. Like that. Is it? When they do the dam busters. Anyway, that's that. Oh, new rewards. Oh, I got a nickname. Isn't that nice? Flippin' heck. Well, that's it for tonight for me. I've completed mission 16 of Ace Combat 7. I've been Graceless Hippo. You can follow me on Twitter at Graceless Hippo, on PlayStation Network. Search Graceless Hippo. You can also follow me on Smule. I've opened up a new account on Smule, same account name, Graceless Hippo, where you can do singing. I'm going to be having a look at that tomorrow, I think. Yes, what else? Oh yeah, I also have a YouTube channel, but I'm mostly just posting stuff from Twitch on that at the moment. But I do have like a really good series on Assassin's Creed Origins. If you're interested in that kind of stuff, you should check it out. Who else? You should check out the Mighty Jingles. He does really good military based gaming videos. Things like World of Warcraft, World of Warships, tanks. The Soviet Womble does really good mates gaming stuff. It's a bit sweary, but it's very funny. Jim Sterling does really good industry stuff on games reviews, the gaming industry, and how they are monetizing everything to do with gaming industry. You should check out Fudgecrumpet on Twitch and Fremily. They're both very good as well. Actually, I'm going to put those on. No. You should check out Fremily. Fremily. Is a good account to follow. They do the good gaming and chatting. That's a couple.
Fremily is a good account to follow.
Yeah, Fremily is. What else? I said Fudgecrumpet. It's all one word, actually.
Fudgecrumpet 2.
Yeah. Who else? The Mighty Jingles on YouTube. He also has a Twitch channel.
The Mighty Jingles on YouTube.
And Soviet Womble has a Twitch account and also YouTube.
Soviet Womble 2.
And if I can think of any more, I'll recommend them to you as well. In the meantime, I will be back from 7 PM tomorrow evening on Ace Combat 7. Thank you very much for watching my stream tonight. I have been Graceless Hippo. This has been Ace Combat 7. I'll catch you again tomorrow night from 7 PM. Good night.